proud members of the Podbelly Network.
Hi, Sammy.
Guess what we're doing?
We're doing another live show. You guys will be able to come see us on March 15th, 2020 at 7 p.m. We are performing at El Cid in Los Angeles. And guess what? Afterwards, there's going to be a hangout on the patio where you can hang out with us. I mean, until Ketrin gets too sleepy and goes to bed.
Because she's a grandma.
Yeah.
So tickets are $10. You can Venmo at KKSAM Podcast. If you are a patron, you'll get a discount. Or if you'd like to join as a patron, you'll get a discount. And all proceeds go to charity. It is going to the Downtown Women's Center in Los Angeles, which is for homeless women. It provides housing, safety, and employment for homeless women in LA. And we are excited.
And you should come to the show because it's going to be fucking fun.
Yeah.
And you can eat and drink your face off and we'll make you laugh.
And we'll put all the info in the show notes.
Yeah.
So
see you then.
Check it out. See you then. Bye.
Bye.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Oh, come on, you know I don't watch that shit.
Why not? Too scared?
No, it's just what's the point? They're all the same. Some stupid killer stalking some big-breasted girl who can't act, who's always running up the stairs when she should be going out the front door. It's insulting.
Hey! No.
Hello.
Never come in by scaring you before. It was fun.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Are we starting? Is this it?
No,
Are we
we're
on?
starting. I wanted to really
Okay.
shake things up a little
I
bit.
wasn't ready. Okay,
Really-
I'm ready.
Yeah,
Go.
really make go.
Hello. This is Kim
and Ket. Stay alive. Maybe. We're a horror
movie
comedy
podcast.
and
We
are
going
to
spoil
the
whole
fucking
movie.
That was fun. It took us a minute to figure out what we were doing, but we got there.
Improv, baby.
We are theater majors.
Trained performers.
Theater actors.
How are you? Oh, what do we have a thing? That's all. Oh, here we are. We're
Here
doing
we're-
a live show.
Yep. March 15th.
I think we're still before it. So
2020?
we're now the first Wednesday of March.
So
currently
our show is
today.
in how many days in the
So
future?
I can't tell what day it is. So we're on the 1, 2, 3.
Oh, because we're looking at a February calendar because it's still February in the past.
Past future
time. Anyway, it's on March 15th, 2020.
Is it a leap year?
Yes.
I did not
Is it?
know that.
Yeah, it's a leap year.
I'm just looking at the calendar and it says the 29th of February.
Yep. Sure is.
Whoa.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's,
That's such a weird birthday to have.
oh my God, wouldn't that just be the strangest? And it's like, yeah, I think it would be a bummer, like especially when
Yeah.
you're like a little kid.
It's cool, but not cool.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Hi.
so March 15th, we're doing
yeah.
a live show.
Right.
You just listened to a thing about it.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well,
it's at
maybe.
El Cid
Yeah, it's at El
at
Cid.
7 p.m. on a Sunday.
El Cid is in
We'll
Los
be
Angeles.
live. It's in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
2020.
And we're giving all the proceeds to charity to the Downtown Women's Center in Los Angeles.
which helps the homeless crisis of motherfucking Los Angeles.
God, it's so
and
ridiculous, you guys.
there's going to be an after party too, so we can hang.
Yeah. And tickets. Oh, if you're a patron, you get a discount.
Yeah.
So
Otherwise, they're $10, and you can Venmo at KKSAM Podcast.
yeah. We're really excited.
Yeah.
And now that we got that out of the way, do you have any more many business?
Many business. What? Hello? Oh, hello.
Joanna holes out.
Tits up. Dink. Oh, I feel like I have two things, but one's going to take a long time. So maybe
Also, please know, Screwball Whiskey, we are out.
And whose fault is that? Screwball.
Yeah, I
I haven't received our case yet, so our case of whiskey, so I believe it's your fault.
Yeah. Where is our whiskey? I just had to take a subpar shot of coconut rum and it was nowhere close to the taste that I wanted in my mouth. But that's the position that you've put me in.
You have no one to blame
Screwball
but yourself,
whiskey.
Screwball Whiskey.
Yeah. So anyway. Okay.
Speaking of whiskey,
Yeah.
I quit it.
I know.
I quit it.
I'm very excited.
I
for you.
haven't shared it on the pod, but I haven't talked about it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But as of today, in the present
past. The present past, yeah.
Present past. It's 1 month that I haven't drank.
Congrats, Bernsey.
Thanks.
I'm so proud of you.
And in the future present, I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? But I like that you're, just being chill about it.
Yeah,
That's great.
It's pretty random. Wasn't totally planned. And I haven't drank, so that means like the last 5 episodes, I've been stone cold sober.
Yeah.
And I hope that none of you could tell.
And
that will make me feel good.
Yeah, and I
You're like, wow, you're still just a wackadoo in real life. Didn't need whiskey at all.
Nope. I have
You
not
didn't speak
been.
clearly any of the whole time, so it doesn't make any sense.
I mean, we never really got like drunk. I mean, sometimes we did. Yeah. What am I saying? Why do I just say things that aren't true? No, I'm very proud of you.
Yeah. So mostly I read a book,
The Naked Mind.
Naked Mind. But a bunch of things happened all in a row that weren't totally on purpose until I like looked back and I was like, wow, those all happened in a row and they informed each other. Mm-hmm. So I like went on Tinder. That all started with Tinder. Doesn't everything?
Everything starts with Tinder.
And I reconnected with a guy that I dated like 2 years ago. And we went on a date again. And he just like showed me the new neighborhood because he lives in the same neighborhood that I moved to. And we went bar hopping. And then like the last bar, he was driving. So he's like, I'm not going to have a drink. But we had just shown up. And I didn't actually want another drink. And I was like, but I like didn't say that. And then I just felt peer pressured, not by him, by like myself and society and the bar to like get something. Yeah. And so I like ordered a drink even though I didn't want one, which was like, I don't know. I didn't like it. Yeah. And then, I mean, all of last year I had a rule for myself that I can't drink more than 2 to 3 drinks in a sitting, which says something in itself.
Right.
That I can only have 2 or 10 drinks at a time.
I mean, you're not alone though. It's like a bit
for sure.
like
no, I mean,
binge drinking culture.
That's why I'm talking about it because it's a real thing. It's definitely like I don't think I had like a everyday drinking problem. I had a binge drinking problem, which is why I had to make rules for myself, which is how you know you have a problem.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I also like, and then 2 days later we had a wine and cheese night with a friend, and then I don't even know how much I drank. I got blackout drunk and like was so the most hungover. I broke my rule. Yeah, much more than 2 to 3 drinks for no reason. It's like with my best friends and like people. It's just people I love and have fun with all the time. So that's so silly. And so I lost an entire day, if not 2 to 3 days. Like my hangover was so bad. It was unfucking bearable.
I mean, that's part of it is like not that binge drinking is okay like ever, but I do think something that we used to get away with was like our hangovers were shorter. So
hangovers were shorter when you're younger. And like,
and it's like the consequences were, minimal. So
and also when I started realizing over the past year or two, like that I like my life. That was a big change. Yeah. Where I was like, oh, I don't want to lose a day anymore.
Right.
And there were times where it was kind of okay to lose a whole day or just like sleep on a couch for a day.
Exactly.
And I was like, I actually really like my life and I like the people I hang out with. I've cut toxic people out and I kind of only surround myself with people I love. So therefore,
I want to go hang out with them and have the energy.
Wasted.
Yeah.
To have fun, and hang out with the people I want to hang out with. And then I definitely don't want to lose days.
Yeah.
So that was all a thing, but still I was not going to drink because all of those things have happened before anyway. And then that same week, on Tinder, I also met that sober guy he has some videos just about like how great it is to be sober. And so that was a little influential. So I was like, oh, interesting. And then fucking Georgia Hardstark from like My Favorite Murder like posted about a book. She talked about it on the podcast, but I was behind. I didn't listen.
Yeah.
I didn't even hear it. I just saw her Instagram post being like, oh, I wake up better every day. Thanks for whoever recommended this book. And I was like, what book is that? And it was like,
so you didn't even know that it was about alcohol or anything.
I don't remember. Like I know it said something about her not drinking. Yeah. I'm sure. Like it was definitely about drinking for sure. So, but I didn't know exactly what I was going to be reading. Yeah. And so, yeah, like it was like probably the day after I was super fucking hungover. So I was like, all right, let me download it. And I listened to it nonstop. I finished that book within 2 days. Like I couldn't stop listening. And then by the end, I was like, well, fuck.
Yeah. I guess.
I don't even want to drink anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking annoyed about it.
Yeah.
I was like literally angry. I was like, not angry. I was like annoyed. I was like, well, I guess I don't fucking drink anymore.
Ask me,
motherfucker.
Ask me why I haven't listened to it.
Because you don't want to stop drinking.
Correct. And it's like, I know that that's indicative also.
But yeah, exactly.
I should listen to it. But yeah,
Right.
I'm admitting
Yeah.
I haven't listened to it because I don't want to stop drinking.
So yeah, it's been interesting. But I was like going into it, even that, like I was like, all right, well, and at the end you can do like, they have like a 30-day no alcohol experiment. So I was like, oh, I'll at least do that. So I guess I hit my 30 days.
You did. So yeah.
And then, but like I was never, and I don't know how it'll be. I'm just doing whatever. Like I'm not being like, I'm sober or anything. And I was never like, I'm quitting drinking forever. I didn't tell people a lot. A lot of our friends don't even know.
Yeah.
Just because I was like, oh, I don't want it to be a thing. Questions. And at first I was nervous that I was like, oh, if I start drinking again, and then I told everyone I don't drink anymore. I don't want that to be a thing. Like I just want it to be like, I'm not drinking right now. Yeah. And maybe forever.
Well, I mean, Eric didn't drink for 7 years before he and I started dating. And then I drove him to it. Right. I'm just kidding. But it was for the same reason. He was running a theater company and was doing, his normal jack of all trades shit, and then would go out drinking with, the cast and crew. And like, as you know, actors can fucking drink.
Take it down.
And he was like, I literally don't have time to be hungover. Like I can't be hungover. I'm working like 3 jobs and running a theater company. So he was like, what if I just didn't drink? And then he was like, oh, like he's so gregarious and not shy anyway that I was like, you were never using alcohol as a crutch. So I feel like that was something that he never had to contend with and still doesn't. Like I'm definitely the one who's like, please, may I have my crutches, please?
Yeah. It's definitely been easier than I thought, to be honest. I mean, I think there was some negative reinforcement right before I read the book, and then I had some positive reinforcement right after. Yeah, because I like immediately went on that first date with the sober guy, and then 3 more dates, and so it was like good to kind of rip the sober dating band-aid, because that's honestly probably one of my biggest fears.
It's
obviously
terrifying.
I'm on my no date-uary
yeah.
she never figured out the name for.
I think it's just no date.
So I haven't
we failed.
I'm not dating at the moment, but that's something I'm a little nervous about. But then like the next day I think I went to a networking event, which like fucking anxiety,
and I couldn't go, so it was like
I was like fuck, but I went to that and I didn't drink, and I talked to people that I was really scared to talk to, so a lot of positive reinforcement.
You're a fucking badass.
It's been much easier than I thought. Shockingly easy, and I'm much happier, and I feel so much better. I just like feel better.
I'm so proud of you. Let's be super clear though. Screwball whiskey, I'm still drinking you. So.
Yeah, I still want to promo code you anyway. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's still something that we need.
I'm like, these motherfuckers didn't know I wasn't even drinking for the last 5 episodes.
Hello,
you don't know
me. Very proud of you.
Thank you. So that's my life update. I don't know. I'm not drinking today, and maybe forever.
You don't need to know. One day at a time.
So my other update that I realized, so I was sick and I watched a bunch of true crime stuff on the television. I watched that.
Not just in life. You didn't just witness a bunch of true crime.
I just sat out in my window with my tea. And I was like, ooh, look at that. Whoa. We really got her.
I like that you were eating your tea, by the way. She said drinking my tea, but then was miming as if she was eating popcorn. So that's how that went down. What did you realize while witnessing crime?
Okay. One, that Amazon documentary on the Ted Bundy thing, you got to watch it.
Okay.
Whenever you do, let me know. We'll talk about it.
Okay, great.
Soup's good. Don't talk to me in person about it.
Okay.
Talk to me
Only on the podcast. Got it.
We can all talk about it together.
Great. More homework. Fucking Mrs. Burns over here giving us homework. But this I can participate in.
So. It's so interesting.
I can't wait.
Oh my God, I can't wait. I watched a whole thing on cults. And
tell me,
like each episode was on a different cult and like really investigated them.
And you were
stuff.
like, I'm signing up for all of them.
No, I realized why I'm in the clear.
Why are you in the clear?
And why you are in fact more likely to join a motherfucking cult.
Do tell.
I will. Here's the thing.
Okay.
Well, one, I forget the word she said, but there was like an expert and she was like, they're all about basically keeping you in line a little bit. And I was like, well, that's not me.
Yeah.
But the reason is you have to really, really, really fucking like something to the point of obsession.
And you don't like anything.
I don't like anything enough.
And I like all the things.
Yep.
Except for people, though. That's where it would get me.
But
does the cult also have people in it?
It could be a cult. I think, if it was like a Harry Potter cult, you'd be in.
I don't like most Harry Potter people. Like Harry Potter.
I don't mean the people, but like if you were worshiping Harry Potter.
That's not true, people. I like Harry Potter people. That's a lie. I'm just being contrarian. I would join a Harry Potter
less
cult.
about the group that you're with and more about the obsession of the whatever it is.
Well, but wait a minute.
I'm not saying which cult you join. I'm just saying you're more likely for that reason.
So like, what can you give me an example? Because I'm trying to like go through cults in my head and I'm like, what was like the one thing that everybody was obsessed with in any given cult?
Like,
and I haven't watched it, so I'm sure there is one. But
one of them was like, it's like a hippy dippy cult, but turns out they were just super religious. A lot of them were like super religious.
Okay.
They're basically super religious,
right?
In one way, shape, or form. It's just their religion, quote unquote, varies.
Right.
That's pretty much what it is.
I do like things a lot.
Like, it's to the point where we've had conversations where I feel uncomfortable because I'm just like, I've never liked anything the way that other people like things.
Yeah.
Like, I like stuff. It's not that I don't like stuff.
No,
I like a lot of
stuff.
things. But like, I never had posters on my wall of like NSYNC or like fucking New Kids on the Block or any actor or anything like that. Like, I don't have that thing where I'm just like, oh my God,
but what about
this.
like Mark Wahlberg? You were like super
I
into
love
him.
Mark Wahlberg. Yeah, he's my first
and
crush.
Mike Wahlberg is
fuck off. I prefer Marky Mark. Thank you very much.
But you didn't have his
but I didn't have his poster on my wall, and I just say that because people force me into picking a favorite fucking crush.
Yeah.
Because people force you into picking favorites. Katrin. So yeah, Marky Mark is my choice.
Yeah.
But like, did I care really? No.
Interesting.
He's just my first, like, I was like, hey, that guy's hot in that music video.
I'm just
with his shirt off and his underwear hanging out of his pants.
Oh man. Let's start a Marky Mark podcast.
I'm in cult. I thought you were going to say cult.
Oh yeah.
But Katrin is obsessed with lots of things to the point of getting tattoos on her body about them. You know what I mean? So therefore, I'm just saying it struck me out of nowhere. I wasn't even looking for this, and it just hit me, and I was like, oh my gosh.
The thing is, you're not wrong. There is a part of me that was joking when I said, but like, I hate people. But then it's like, there are other people in the cult, and like other people in a cult mentality, like, I don't want to be around.
Right. Well, maybe it's a hang by yourself cult, but be obsessed with this one thing.
Well, I am in my own cult. I'm in multiple cults of my own. I am like,
all cults function differently. I'm not saying you are going to join all cults. Right. I'm just saying there's a cult for you more likely than there's a cult for me.
Well, I guess we're going to have to be on the lookout, everybody. I guess.
So just saying, turns out Katrin should be on watch, not me.
I guess.
Because I don't fucking care about anything enough.
Yeah. Well, Kim, have you alerted our friends? Have you, because
this is it right now. I'm telling our Sammies, our best friends.
Okay.
And
that we have to be on alert for me to join a cult.
This is everyone's notice.
Great. Well, I'm glad we figured this out, and I can't wait. So what was that one, by the way, that you watched?
It was something on A&E, and it was like cults and
bolts. Cults and bolts.
Let me see.
Here's the nuts and bolts of cults.
Hey.
Oh my God! Why do I not write jingles for people?
A&E investigates cults and extreme belief.
Ooh, extreme belief. That's me.
Mm-hmm. That's why part of it was because it wasn't like the normal cults that we think of a lot. Like it was like NXIVM.
Oh yeah.
Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh yeah.
Children of God.
Oof.
UNOI.
And I did go to that cult camp.
Right? You're just like, I wasn't obsessed with Jesus.
Right.
You were like, pick a different one for me.
But I'll worship a different one.
United Nation of Islam, which is not the Nation of Islam.
Right.
It's like an offshoot. World Peace and Unification Sanctuary, which is the Moonies, but they did like an offshoot of the Moonies. Oh, you haven't heard of the Moonies?
No,
Those were they were like a hippie cult, I think, back in the day. There was a bajillion of them though, but then they have like his son started like an offshoot of it, and they had this thing where they all bring AK-47s to like their thing. Like that's like part of their religion. Is because one line of the Bible said something about a metal rod. Oh, and so they have that. It's fucking weird.
Dear.
12 tribes, which is like the really hippie one. FLDS. Mormon.
FLDS.
Mormons with all the wives.
Okay. The Mormon.
Latter-day Saints, but the F is the multiple wives part.
Fraternizing. Yep. Got it.
The FLDS.
I know. We'll postmortem it.
Everyone's screaming it at their phone right now.
I like that we have decided to postmortem things we can easily Google and that everyone else can easily Google. We're like,
I'm holding my phone right now.
We're like, we'll let you know in a month.
I just thought if I clicked on it, it would tell me, but it didn't. So we'll never know.
Yeah. So did you watch a movie about cults?
No.
Oh.
But it is about an extreme belief.
Oh. And extreme relief.
It is about a
guys. She is stone cold sober.
Stone cold sober all the time. This is just me.
Yep. This is one of those weeks where I have not even an inkling of what you watched. Those are my favorite weeks. Ooh. Sometimes I have maybe it was this, or there's a couple things that I know she's thinking about. This one I have no idea.
This was one. This might tell you, but I'm going to tell you right now.
You're
anyway,
about to tell me, so yeah.
But you might guess it 5 seconds before I tell you. Anyway, this is one that you just put on your list, and I was like, nope, can't do it because it's already on my list, bitch. And I was like, oh, well, since we both want to do it, I'll do it right now.
It's weird because normally that conversation goes in the opposite direction where I'm like, Kim, can you read the list that we have? She'll put it on the list and I'm like, nope, just did a simple word search and I put it 40 spaces above this.
I don't fucking check. That's the point of checking. No, you check.
No, the point of checking is I check. Got it. You know what? It's fine because I don't use Google. I just text Kim and say, find this.
That's very true.
Yeah. So.
And then I just Google it. And I'm like, you could have just Googled it. Yeah. Well, you didn't fucking word search this.
Yeah, I didn't. So, but now I don't know.
It is called A Dark Song.
Oh, A Dark Song, I think, is a James Flanagan request.
Ooh.
So I'll have to tell him.
Well, this is for you, Jimmy.
I think this was a James Flanagan. He was telling me all the horror movies.
It must be because it was near A Tale of Two Sisters, and I remember him telling me that was one to do, and then you put it on your list first, and I forgot.
Yeah, that's A Dark Song. So here you go, James.
This was made in 2016.
Okay.
It takes place in England.
England.
Everyone has a British accent.
Hooray!
Dead or alive? Are you Porter one-eyeing me right now?
No, I was just about to think.
Okay. She closed one eye, and that's a Porter one eye, which means she's real drunk. And I was like, whoa.
I know, that one shot of
coconut rum really got to you.
Really went right to my eyeball.
Sophia.
Alive.
Mr. Solomon.
Dead.
Jack.
Dead.
The end.
Oh, how'd I do?
I don't want to say.
I got all of them, didn't I? Why am I so good at this? It's kind of bananas.
Okay. You're a bitch. Oh, God. You just ruined my whole storytelling by being so good at that right off the bat.
Sorry. I didn't ruin it. No, I still won't know anything.
Don't worry, I'll get everything else right.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just kidding. I'm very happy for you.
Thank you.
Okay. We start with something on the screen. Words. they say.
Yes.
For he shall give his angels change over thee. Or charge.
I think it's charge.
Probably charge.
Yeah.
There's words on the screen.
Yep. We're not cutting this,
I
by
know,
the way.
I'm not cutting it. I wasn't going to.
Okay.
For he shall give his angels charge over thee.
What if you had said change again? I'm sorry. That would have just been so funny.
Oh my God.
Now I'm laughing like it happened. Okay. He shall give his angels charge over thee.
For he shall give his angels change over thee. I'm just kidding. For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways.
Okay.
Psalm 91.
Got it.
Memorize it.
Okay.
Tell it to me later.
Okay. So he shall give his angels change.
Okay. I actually haven't reread any of this, so it's definitely one of those that I'm like, and I was trying to write it again without stopping and starting so much. So it's real scribbly.
Yeah.
But we see a big open landscape, country, like, very wide shot, and then there's like a car kind of slowly driving across the road screen. There's a woman now in a house, and she's moving in, ? She's talking with a guy about like keeping the furnishings and stuff like that.
Okay.
And she wants to lease it immediately. She's been looking for a long time, and the guy's like, oh, well, no one, has been in the house for like a few years. And she asks about, she's like in like kind of one main room, and she's like, which way does this room face? And he says it faces west.
Okay.
And she's like, west, good. And she looks out the window with her
eyes.
Something. Dreary, dingy,
Library.
dewy,
Dingy.
Doesn't seem, it's in parentheses, so it like didn't feel the need for it to be very important, but then I added
still
on.
wrote it. Okay.
Like I was like, weird. Anyway, 1 year minimum contract, and she hands him fucking cash.
Ooh.
And she's like, this is for the paperwork and for privacy.
Privacy. Because I'm British.
Privacy. A dark song.
Okay.
Speaking of which, this had a really great soundtrack.
Oh.
Soundtrack? No. Score. Really good score. Very creepy. It was real creepy deep. So this lady's name is Sophia. You'd never fucking know, but I had to I didn't want to keep writing lady.
Right.
Righty?
Righty lady.
So I looked her up. Her name's Sophia.
Great.
She's now at a train station, and there's a red beard dude across the way waiting. Cut to them sitting at a diner, and she's asking if he can do it. And, she's asked other people, and she's like, do you want to at least like come look at the house? And he's like, all right, okay, fine. I'm fucking come look at the house. Now we're at the house. She's kind of just sitting there, and he's like looking around. She says there's like no heating. And he kind of like rubs some chalk on the floor a little bit. And they kind of sit down, and she's like offers him like tea or coffee, and she's not having any. Also, like the diner he was eating, but she wasn't.
Oh, okay.
So Redbeard is like, oh, so you started purifying then?
Oh, okay. Like, because you're not eating or drinking. Okay.
Yeah. And she's like, yeah, no alcohol for 22 weeks. I've abstained from all sex, even masturbation. 27 days of only eating some shit. And then the next 3 days, no eating at all.
Jeez, I'm so hungry. I wonder if cake is in there. She
Seems doubtful. Cake? And he asks if she's Protestant or Catholic. She says Catholic. And he's like, do you have the rite? R-I-T-E.
R-I-T-E, yeah.
And she hands him a book. And he's like, all right, you're not fucking around. And he's like, I've done this 3 times. 1 time it worked. 2 times it didn't.
Oh, I don't like those odds. Those are like Kim choosing her dead or alive.
And she kind of, he's like, I was younger. And he's like, also, you got to have the right person.
Yeah.
Meaning not him.
Right,
like the other person. Yeah. And he's like, why are you doing this?
Okay.
And she says, for love.
Okay.
I love someone and they don't love me anymore.
Oh, no.
Cut to the two of them outside, and Sophia starts asking if he's going to do it, and he says no. And she's like, well, why? And he's like, the house isn't right. And she's like, there's nothing wrong with the house. Like, you agreed to it. And he's like, only thing I agreed to is to look at the fucking house.
Right.
And I did, and I want my money. And they kind of fight back and forth a little bit. He's like, wants his money, he wants to go back to London.
Right.
Cut to them in the car, and he's telling her that she can do it herself, basically. And she says, no, you need someone who like knows the procedure.
Right.
And he's like, fucking stupid girls, cunts.
What?
They use cunts a lot in
Yeah, they do. They say cunts a lot.
Britishisms.
Also, did you know that fanny is vagina? So the fact that we call those bags that we were fanny packs, they're like, what the fuck
Vagina
are you
packs.
talking about? It's really funny.
So it's called the Abramelin procedure.
Okay.
Which is, I'll post-mortem, but it's like, I did look it up a little, and it's an actual thing.
Oh. Abramelin?
Abramelin.
Abramelin.
Abramelin. Abram?
Like Abraham's
Ellen.
melon.
Abram.
Abram.
Ellen.
Abramelin.
Abramelin.
DeGeneres. Got it.
And he's like, fucking girls, like using the Abramelin procedure, like just to force love. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, get
with it.
It's like getting a Titian to decorate a cake. I didn't know what that meant. Titian? Almost. P.S. There's a lot to postmortem in this game.
Good, because I'm like, what are the words you say?
I know. I would like rewound back, and I was like, Titian?
Okay.
Getting like a Titan maybe to decorate a cake?
Maybe.
Like a big crazy, like a big person to decorate a cake,
because
a tiny cake.
A tiny cake.
Like, that's crazy.
Who would get a Titan to decorate a cake?
Titian is going to be something completely different.
Totally different.
Where it's like a big person decorating a cake.
It's a big giant decorating a wee little cake.
What a stupid, crazy little girl you are. And she's like, I love this person. And he's like, well, then go on a fucking dating website or something. Like, come on,
Tinder.
get over it. And she's like, you don't understand. Da, da, da. Now they're back at the train station. And Redbeard's like, this has been a waste of my fucking time. And she's like, I'll pay you $70,000. $80,000. It's all I've got. Nothing.
Oh.
And she's like, my child died. My child died. It's my fault. I have to hear his voice again. I have to speak to him. And Redbeard's like, you want to talk to your dead child? Well, that might be worth getting up in the morning for. Why did you fucking lie to me? And she's like, I thought it would be too much. And he's like, the truth? He's like, the truth is important. And she's like, is it the truth? And she's like, it is. And he's like, okay. How much do you want it? And she says, more than anything.
Also, like, that would mean that the intention for whatever you're doing is like completely wrong. If he's doing it to make someone love you, but it's really to like speak to, I'll keep listening.
What are you saying?
It doesn't matter because I don't know what the fuck movie I'm talking about or watching. So I should probably just shut the fuck up and let you tell me the goddamn story.
Okay. Yeah. We're only in like the setup part right
so
now.
I'm just going to
setting it up.
Zip it.
Basically, she lied.
Yep.
She actually wants to talk to her dead son.
Got it.
And she thought that would be like, ugh.
Yeah.
And he's like, no. Hello.
Truth is good.
So question number 1. What does he do? What do you do?
He does it. So I'm him.
For this question, you are. I will dictate who you are because I am in charge of thee and thy soul.
Oh, wow.
And I shall bringeth thee angels.
I honestly
in
feel
charge of thee.
So much relief from that. Like if you're in charge of my soul, like I'm just like, oh my God, that's great. I'm going to take a nap. Okay. He's going to do it.
She's going to do it. He's going to do it.
We're all going to do it.
Hey, hey, hey.
I am going to recommend a therapist. I'm serious.
You want 80,000?
I just no. I mean, I do, but also I'm nervous about this. Yeah.
Cut to them driving back in the car.
Okay.
Together. At the house, Redbeard kind of starts telling some rules, basically. Like, he gets the room with the bed. You cook and clean. And kind of talks about how serious it is, blah, blah, blah. He's like, this is no, like, fucking astral projection or something. Runes. He's like, this is real angels, real demons.
Okay.
Not guardian angel, higher self BS on the internet.
Oh my.
It's going to be days without sleep, fasting, back-breaking rites, ritual sex. Are you ready for all that?
Ritual sex? I did not sign up for that.
She did.
Okay.
She says, I am. How bad do you want it?
Not that bad.
How bad do you want it?
Clearly not that bad.
And she says that she read the Kabbalah, and he kind of starts laughing. And he says this is like Gnosticism. Also post-mortaring.
Yeah.
Mortaring.
I'm going to post-morteming that.
Gnosticism.
Yeah.
Gnost. Do you know it? No?
I've heard it, but I don't remember what it means.
Well, he says it's much darker.
Agnostic means being not knowing if there is a higher power, like
so
being okay with
Gnosting
and knowing that there is a higher power. Let's go with that.
I love that we're just making up our
We're just making it up. Yep.
I can't wait to find out what any of the real answers are.
Yep. Nobody Google it. We're going to tell you in a month.
Join our Patreon. And he says it's much darker. And basically, like, the Kabbalah, like, explains the basic of
the Gnosting.
But this Gnosticism is much darker.
Got it.
The real shit's much darker. He's like, that's just the fucking...
Okay.
Cut to her writing a list of everything she needs to get from the store. Salt, chalk, paintbrushes, all the fucking tapes, tea lights, candles, food. 6 months supply, maybe 8.
Ah!
And he's like, once this thing starts, there's no leaving.
No, thank you. I might want to go.
So he's sitting there kind of all like shaking and like
I don't even like staying at a party
bit.
that long. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, but this is your dream, Ketrin. You're like out at a fucking country house.
I know.
Alone.
But is Eric with me?
He's Redbeard.
Oh, he's Redbeard? Oh, great. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, you're like in a fucking country home.
Oh my God.
Away
Then
from
I'm
people.
in. I'm in. Colt me up.
And then, but doing magic.
Oh my God. Yeah. What am I talking about?
This is like, what are you talking about?
Sounds
right
great.
now?
Yeah.
I don't even understand. It's like, I don't even know you.
Well, now that Eric's here, like, I'm like, yeah, let's do this, babe. I don't want some random Redbeard there, but if it's an Eric beard, I'm in.
Yeah. I mean, for her, it's random Redbeard, but yours can be Eric.
Great.
I mean, he needs to learn the Gnosticism.
He does. I mean, he'll do it.
So he's sitting there kind of getting all like shaky and like sweaty a little bit.
In the house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like kind of against a wall. And I was like,
okay.
And he says he needs to find like an internet computer. And she tells him the hotel she was staying at has one. The internet computer. Ketrin's just glistening eyes at me, trying not to laugh at something.
Quick, I need an internet computer.
That's what he says. He probably didn't say it exactly like that.
I don't think he said it like that.
So she looks over at him and he's like, I abuse alcohol. I'm DTing.
Oh.
I just need to get it out before we start and shake it off.
Okay.
And she's like, can you do this? And he gets up and kind of like almost like falls a little bit. And he's like, I don't need your help. But he talks about like the alcohol being like something for an altered state for all the horror.
Oh, yep. The alcohol is a way to numb things.
So Redbeard is in a room. That's what RB stands for.
Yep.
And he's in his room kind of going through his bag. Like they're staying. And he pulls out a bottle of alcohol and he puts it like in a drawer.
Okay.
Sophia's in her room, and she pulls out a picture of her and her son and a little like toy of his. Like it's a little action figure.
Go ahead.
It's like a skinny troll.
A skinny troll.
Maybe.
Okay.
Warrior skinny troll.
Warrior skinny troll. Like an orc?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty orky.
Pretty orky. All right.
We'll test it out. I'll find a picture. Everyone can let me know if that was a good description. And but like a little like army guy size.
Sure. Yeah.
Kind of little thing. And we just see a chair being put up like against a door handle.
Okay.
Now we're at the house. Redbeard is kind of checking his hand. It's like not too shaky. He pulls out a compass and looks to see what direction the windows are in. And he kind of just stares out the window. So cut to Sophia packing her car with groceries like at the store.
Okay.
And she hears a kid crying, ?
Oh, dear.
So she kind of starts like slowly walking through the cars and looking. And she sees like a kid kind of like on the ground crying. And there's like a lady, but with like a hoodie on, like kind of above him, kind of just like petting him a little bit. Sophia! A lady grabs her from behind. And she's like, oh, thank God. Cut to Sophia. Wait, no. Cut to Redbeard at an internet computer. And he's printing out a bunch of like mysticism stuff.
Okay.
And now Sophia and Lady are grabbing tea. And turns out Sophia was in a psychiatric hospital at some point.
Oh, dear.
And the chick's like, come home. Come home. And Sophia's like, oh, I don't need my baby sister to kind of tell me. So it turns out they're sisters.
Okay.
And her sister's like, we'll look after you, you know? And Sophia's like, the problem is you have 2 healthy fucking children at home and I have a hole.
Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch.
She's like, because the sister had said something about like God, and she's like, where is God? Okay.
Yeah.
Like, where's the goodness? And she's like, just drop this. And it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. Just stay away from me. And she like gets up and leaves.
Yeah.
She's like, but she was like very stern about it.
Yeah.
Like she was like, stay away from me. Then she was like, stay away
from me. Okay.
No, she was like, stay away from me. Stay away
from me.
No. Oh, Kendra, you're always messing up your lines. Got to Redbeard out in the trees and bushes, like by the lake outside the house. And he like cuts some leaves to bring with him.
Right.
Then they're like prepping, like cleaning the wood floor. And like Redbeard just like throws like a tree branch in one of the rooms.
Oh, okay.
With some like leaves on it. Now it's nighttime and Redbeard's sitting outside with a fire. And she comes out and he's like, you all done? And she's like, yeah. And they start speaking a different language to each other. And he asks kind of if she speaks German. And she's like, yes. And in that, I think he was maybe doing the cutty thing with the wood. When you're cutting wood. Whittling.
Yep.
Ish.
Okay.
Something around those.
Like carving something out of wood.
Probably.
Okay.
I couldn't really tell what he was doing, but in that moment when she was like, yes, he like cuts his finger a little bit, or like his hand. Like
well, if he
like,
brought a branch in, he's probably whittling something.
Yeah. So he like accidentally, he like cuts himself a little.
Okay.
Right when she says yes. And he's like, was that a lie?
Oh.
And she's like, no, I can, you know, people can understand what I'm saying. And he's like, a half truth is a lie.
What? Dude, get off my jock, man.
Ketrin, do you want this or do you not?
I don't know.
You're the one paying for this shit.
Okay. God, I'm just saying, chill out.
Do you want to talk to your dead son, Ketrin?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
And he's like, everything has to be pure.
Okay.
So he's like, just be honest. Also, I can fucking help you with your German.
Yeah.
And he's like, take a walk tomorrow morning before we shut ourselves in, because it'll be months before you see any of this again.
Jesus Christ. I already feel a little stir crazy. A little stir fried.
We haven't even gone inside.
I know.
We're on the outside.
I feel it.
We're under the stars.
I feel it. I feel stir fried.
I feel like we've done this so much now that it's like like the amount of times we're always like, oh, right now you feel this?
Yeah.
Get ready.
I know.
It's too much to handle.
It is.
God, it's hard to stay alive every week.
It's exhausting.
So cut to her taking her morning walk along the countryside. And she's kind of standing there. It's very beautiful. And she looks down. Spoiler alert. Not spoiler alert. Trigger warning.
There's an animal.
It's an animal. It looks like probably it was a dead dog, but like a long time dead. Like it's pretty much bones.
Okay.
Or like just, I don't know.
I can handle
maggoty.
That. Yeah.
Old. Now Redbeard is outside the house pouring a giant line of salt all around the fucking house.
Oh, sealing everybody in. Shit.
And he's like, he kind of comes all the way and leaves one little spot open at the front door. And he says, last chance to back out. Complete the circle. No one can leave till the incantation is done.
Fuck.
Question 2. What does she do? What do you do?
She fucking crosses that salt ring. This is too long for me. Like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And I'm freaked out by closed circles, like that people can't get in or out of. Like magical circles, I mean. They freak me out.
Yeah. Luckily, I don't like anything enough. So I don't have to worry about doing this.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
you'd be like, no thanks.
I'll take my 80,000 and fucking
go on a fucking that's the thing. I'm like,
live my life.
Yeah, I'll keep my 80,000.
I mean, I'll be sad about my kid, I'm sure, but you know, I'll start a fucking foundation in their honor. I'll fucking
totally with that
$80,000.
Yeah,
do some good shit. Fucking save other kids.
Yeah.
So cut to Sophia sleeping on the floor. She has a pillow. She's not a monster.
No,
he's not a monster.
Of course, yeah.
And now Redbeard comes in and throws a bucket of water on her. And he's like, what are you doing sleeping?
No, I need my naps. God, I don't want to be here. I need my naps. Oh, God.
Oh, I forgot to say. She was like, seal it.
Got it. Right. I got that. Yeah.
Right. Boop. Now we're in the kitchen and she's like, sorry, I overslept. And he's like chopping food and she's just sitting there like all wet.
Oh, God. I hate this.
And he kind of starts talking about some of the stuff. So he's like, magic squares. That's a grid where you make word and number sequences that add up to one like whole way backwards and forwards and diagonal, etc. Mm-hmm. And it's used to change a state. And she kind of like
from Alabama to Idaho.
What?
Change a state.
To go to. Can you see yourself out?
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you.
See you later. I kind of didn't know what he meant though. Like a state, like meaning like a liquid to a solid.
I feel like it's
Do you know
like,
what I mean? Like,
yeah. I don't know if I know how to put it into words, but like,
well, I get it.
If you're in a
state of distress,
exactly. Like
now I'm in a state of mind.
Maybe
change the state of mind.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's how I interpreted it.
Okay.
But it's a little bit of changing from physical as well. So like,
okay. Cool. I'm glad I asked.
We're getting witchy. We're getting witchy, girl.
Let's get witchy, bitches.
And she is sitting there and kind of like glaring at him a little bit, all fucking wet. And and she's like, let's remember who's paying for this.
I mean, right?
And he's just like, I don't give a fuck about money. And he's like, he like throws a plate on the ground and he's like, do you know the ritual? He's like, you will not argue back.
You got there. You got there.
I don't know what I was doing. I only said it that way because I couldn't read each word one by one.
Nope. Yep.
You will not argue back. You agreed to whatever I said and had to choose. You could choose to back out yesterday. And you didn't. You said to seal it, you fucking cunt.
So now you're okay.
And Sophia's like, well, I just fucking want this to work. And he's, and he's like, not with you in danger.
What? This is like an acting exercise.
What do you mean?
Of like you not knowing what the words say, but having to keep the same intention.
It is.
It's really fun to watch.
I'm sure people are going to get clear.
Yep.
Great storytelling. People are really understanding exactly what's going on. Basically, it's like she just really wants it to work.
Okay.
And he's like, they're just, and he's like, bro, you can't fucking do this without me.
Right.
Also, you agreed. Like, I told you it was going to be fucking hard.
So, like, do what I fucking say.
There's a lot of fucking things.
Yeah.
You basically need to, like, follow the fucking rules.
Yeah.
If you want this to fucking work. Like you say you do.
Yeah.
So, he's like, here, eat this. And it's a toadstool, she says. It's a toadstool.
Toadstool?
Which is the bottom of a mushroom?
Yeah. Or, no, it's a mushroom. Toadstool.
Well, it was the bottom of the mushroom, it looked like.
Oh.
Like the stalky stem.
Right.
And
I guess we got to postmortem that as well. I thought a toadstool was just a type of mushroom.
Probably is.
Because I thought it was
mushroom.
like, I thought it was like named after like, it's a stool that a toad would sit on. A toadstool.
Oh, cute.
I know.
Oh. That's cute.
I know. It's a little toadstool.
Oh, I hope that is true.
Yeah,
I'll
me
find
too.
out.
Okay.
I always just think of Mario and Luigi.
Oh, yeah.
Super Mario Brothers. Anyway, it was just weird, though, because she was like, it's a toadstool. Like, as if she couldn't eat a mushroom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's
I'm allergic to toadstools.
Hello. And he's like, take it. Do the ritual. Talk to your guardian angel. Talk to your child.
Okay.
Question 3. What does she do?
I mean, I'm fucking stuck in this fucking house. I may as well get a little high. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the toadstool. Maybe I'll meet a toad that sits on a stool.
How cute.
And she's going to do it too. Like, I just want to see, like, what's up. I'm already in here. Let me gain some information.
I actually think it's okay if you eat it.
Yeah.
There was a couple questions where I was like, I don't even know if I want to ask this question because I don't know
if it would keep me alive.
Either way. Yeah. And or basically either answer could be yes. So.
Yeah. That was kind of like with American Mary. Like, it was like at the end where it's like, what do you do when she's stabbed? And you were like, suture yourself up. And it's like, that is like a good idea to do, but like it didn't work and she died. So it was like hard to like answer that. Like, I'm like, I feel like it was the right impulse to stay alive, but we know that it didn't work.
It didn't work.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway.
She eats it. And Redbeard says that she's been cleansing ritually and now she needs to cleanse physically.
Okay.
And she's like, is it going to be horrible? And he's like, yep.
Girl, of course it's going to be horrible.
Cut to
horrible.
Sophia throwing up.
Yeah.
And Redbeard's like spraying a plant.
Sure.
Now she's in bed on her floor bed pillow.
Yep.
Now she's on her floor.
I'm going to my floor bed.
Pillow. And she's looking at the little toy next to her. And then we start seeing like flashes kind of like her at the beach, a little kid, an old lady, and it's like her, etc. And like it kind of seemed like maybe a dream or something.
Okay.
Like, we're not really sure. It was just like flashes of different things. Like I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Or she's hallucinating or like.
Yeah, like it was like, unclear. Yeah. It was like unclear. Morning. Redbeard says, the circle is a paradox. no beginning, no end, but bounded.
Okay.
This is a little rundown, basically, of the ritual.
Okay.
I really took notes on this because I felt like it was interesting and important.
I'm going to close my eyes so I can picture it as you say it.
So basically, there's in the main room, and the circles are drawn on the floor. She's sitting in one.
Mm-hmm.
There's one big main circle, and then there's other little circles around it.
Okay.
But like big enough for a person to sit inside of.
Okay.
So each circle has 4 phases. There's consecutive circles, an open chamber with magic squares that we pass through. 5 circles, 5 elements, 5 realms and symbols. The Abramelon is essentially a journey. And he says this circle that she's sitting in is the chamber of effect. Element of wood, where we seal our vessel from the world and make it safe against attack.
Okay. Seal our vessel from the world and make it safe against attack in the wood circle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Next one. The chamber of the song. Piss off into the void on our own journey. The element of fire.
Okay.
I don't even know. That's right.
Piss off into the void.
It's hard
so
to
ye
say.
speaks in the Bible.
It's hard to say because that's kind of what he's
yeah.
like a pretty fucking just a dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
So that was the song is pissing off into the void?
So they go off into the void and kind of like go on the journey, start the journey. It's the element of fire. And he has a bowl of water in his hand with some leaves, and he's like kind of sprinkling each circle as he goes. Then we have the blackness, then the boundless, where we go into the abyss. And then the 5th one is the tangible. So we have earth, metal, water, the cycle, and there's a big middle circle. And he's like, the middle circle is nameless. It's where your angel will appear. You ask for your favor, and I ask for mine.
He gets a favor too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because he's taking her on the journey.
Yeah.
And she says, when will my guardian angel come? And he's like, each circle is invoking and growing, kind of like you're growing more powerful. And this world merges with others. And he's like, others will hear.
Like we're inviting one person, but they might be standing with other people who are like, oh, you got plans tonight? And they're like, no, it's a private party. And they're like, I'm coming and I'm a demon.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
More like, you got plans tonight.
Good one.
Thanks.
You're such a good impersonator.
I know, but just trying to keep up with you.
I know. So
I'll never be the true impersonator I wish to be.
We can't all have what I have, Kedrin.
It's true. I'll always be incomplete, knowing that my chainsaw sound is subpar.
I still love you.
Thank you. On my deathbed, it'll be me going, and I pass away in disappointment.
And I'll send you off with a beautiful
oh my
song
God.
of Chainsaw.
I love it.
Whoa.
So sorry.
Ketrin just knocked a table over.
My bad. Okay, so where are we?
Back to the circles.
Okay.
She's like, when is my guardian angel coming? He keeps talking about the circles, and she's like, when is the angel coming? And he says, anytime from the first invocation, it could happen. But he's like, most likely the 4th or 5th circle. Now they look in another room. There's 3 candles and like a salt triangle. With like a candle at each point. And he says, this represents the divine order. 3 whole divisible only by 1. The Trinity.
Got it.
This is where
You were so confident that that word began with an N.
So I was ready to move on to the next room. But we're not ready yet.
Nah.
This is where, in the triangle room, you gain focus.
Okay.
and it stops you from going mad.
Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay.
Next room. And that's where that fucking tree branch is, which is now kind of old and dead looking.
Okay.
And he says, this is the world of decay, of death. The square represents its form. The number 4 is the square of 2, a perfect number.
Oh.
This room.
There's so much math in this, right?
Yeah, it's a fucking complicated ritual.
Man, I don't want any math in my spiritual rites.
Complicated ritual.
Crap.
It's a fucking 8-month ritual.
Yeah.
It's got a lot going on.
Just didn't know I was going to have to do some fucking math with it. So.
That's what I'm here
That's
for.
what you're here for.
That's why we make a great team.
It's true.
You do the impersonations.
Yep.
I bring the math and the chainsaw.
There
drum.
you go. Yeah.
This room is your urges, your baseness, where you will gain your steel. And he's like, break it. So she breaks the branch.
Okay.
Now it's night, and he's kind of testing on her, like on her phrases and what they do and symbols and stuff like that. Cut to her shaving his back.
No, thank you. I wish, is this part of the ritual? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Eric, get ready.
I
was like, that's weird, but then she starts shaving his arms.
Oh, so she's shaving the whole thing.
I think so,
okay.
yeah.
It's not just like, can you get back there? I just can't really.
Exactly. It was kind of this exact same reaction I had. I was like, I get it. He keeps his red beard, though.
Oh, of course.
He's got a bald head already.
Yeah.
Well, baldish.
Baldish. His beard is
But
where
a
his
big
magic
red
is.
beard. Big red magic beard. So, and they are looking through a book with like all the fucking spells and like pictures and shit like that.
I want to watch this with my eyeballs.
Yeah. So now they're in the main room, and he puts a rock in front of her, like a stone. And he's like, feel its mass. It's unmoving. It's stillness. And she says something, and he's like, no talking.
Okay. I'm not talking.
He actually asks her a question, but he's like, no talking.
Okay.
For her to answer. But he's like, can you feel it?
What are you saying right now?
I don't know.
What are you saying?
I can't read the question. I'm so sorry. I gotta be better at this. It looks like he said lies, but I don't think that's what she's asking. I remember him asking, being like, you get it? Like, you got it?
Got it?
And she's holding the stone.
You know what,
feel that
Kim?
It's like,
I got it.
Still. Basically, he asks for something, but he's like, don't reply with words. And she just shakes her head
Okay.
with the stone.
I'm nodding my head.
For the next 2 days, we are going to unshackle the house from the world.
Oh.
And you must not leave the circle. No food, no water. Focus on the stone.
But I'm hungry.
On the 3rd day, we break for water and food.
Good.
And then we do the same thing in the back 2 rooms.
Oh.
6 days.
Jeez. Louise.
Cut to her sitting, and has, you know, kind of one of the books in front of her, and she's like whispering, like, may my something be washed pure, my light guide me. May I be pure, may I be pure, my light guide me.
May my something be pure.
And then we see her peeing on the floor.
Oh.
Or just really a little puddle of water pee come out of her.
Oh.
And cut to the back room. She's sitting there with a candle. And the door opens a little, like kind of just creaks open. And then we hear a thud upstairs.
Okay.
Cut to later. She's opening a door, and it's her bedroom, whatever.
Her pillow room.
Her pillow room. Thank you. Because I believe so, because it looks like her clothes were there. But she seems like, I don't know, confused or something. But the toy we see there. now we're down in the kitchen and she's kind of looking out the window and she's like, it's raining. And he says, the outside world is irrelevant.
Okay.
And Sophia asks, like, how do we know that it's happening or working?
Okay.
And he says, that's why I asked about the dog. He's like, we're miles from anywhere. Bam!
Ah!
Something hits the window.
What?
Like a bird or something.
No.
And he says, it's begotten.
Okay.
It's a sign. It's a synchronicity. It's a sign that it's beginning.
Okay.
So now Redbeard has some voiceover where he's talking about the circles and it's about like shifting consciousness, becoming one, being pure, blah, blah, blah. And there's circles with candles and like her sitting. So it's like her sitting with like water dripping on her and she's like shaking and cold and it's like water keeps dripping and she's all like wet and shaky and she's kind of like starts to like lean over a little bit and she's like, I need to sleep. And he's like, not yet. Now she's sitting like with her eyes closed and just like headphones in like somewhere else.
Oh my God. I hate the feeling of not being able to sleep when I'm tired.
And we see like the circles on the floor kind of more like decorative and like more stones and more candles and stuff like that. Like it just keeps being like
time is passing.
That's kind of what's going on. It's like things he can be added to, like they're like in the middles of the rituals, the midst of it.
Right. They're in the middles of the midst.
And cut to them now kind of like talking but like arguing slightly about something, you know? But it's like not clear where it's kind of like, I guess the next step or something like that. Like, cause she just keeps being like, I don't do forgiveness.
Okay.
And he's like, I mean, we need to, and she's like, I don't do forgiveness. Is there a way around it or something else you can do? And he's like,
oh, wow.
All right. I mean, there's a way around it, but it makes things harder.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, all right, I'll figure it out.
Ouch. I don't know why that just like really affected me.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Why won't she do forgiveness? Wow. Okay.
So now we cut to him cutting his arm and bleeding it into a cup.
Okay.
And handing it to her.
To drink.
And telling her to drink it. And he says, it's a blood sacrifice. And
yeah, I got
like,
that.
But she's like not soups into the idea of it. She's like, I mean, diseases, like, can I drink my own maybe? Kind of thing.
What was I talking to about how blood doesn't actually taste that bad?
Me.
Oh.
On our last Patreon video.
Got it.
We had a long conversation about drinking blood.
We did.
Not too long, but
yeah. I would drink, okay, here's the blood I would drink. Obviously my own. In a pinch, I would drink your blood and Eric's blood and probably cousin's blood.
Yeah, like I'm
just like trusting of those bloods.
Exactly.
You
like I wasn't, like I kind of got how she felt being like, you want me to drink your blood?
Yeah.
Like I really kind of, it's not something I truly thought about before.
Right. Until right now.
Yeah. Because I was like, yeah, no, I would totally drink a cup of my blood.
Would you drink a cup of my blood?
I think so if I had to.
Yeah. Like I'm
but over saying, like a stranger's blood.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
That would be, yeah. But I think I'd be like pretty trusting of like your blood. Like I feel like that wouldn't eke me out so much.
You're still alive.
Yeah.
You're probably okay.
And yeah. And like, I don't know. Like I think you probably have like good blood.
Isn't it weird though that you're like,
there are people,
I would drink my own blood for sure. But drinking someone else's way different.
And then people whose blood I wouldn't drink.
Differentiation between which people.
Like even people I know, I'd be like, I don't want to drink your blood.
Yeah.
I don't want to drink
And this
your
guy
blood.
was having a fucking alcohol thing. Like,
yeah. I don't know what your whole deal is.
Whole deal. We don't know each other. We just met.
Yeah. What is your blood? I don't know your blood.
I know your blood.
Okay.
That's going to be my new first date question.
How's your blood?
What's up? I don't know your blood. Tell me about it.
How would you feel serving me some of your blood? Would you feel okay with that?
Would you drink my blood?
Please put that on your profiles.
Would you drink my blood?
I love it.
Anyway, so she's like a little weirded out. And he's like, no, drink. He's like, look, it's starting to congeal.
Oh, congeal
so
blood? I don't want chunky blood.
Yeah, so she like puts it up and she like struggles so hard and drinks it. Like she's like,
how much is it?
Not that much. Like,
so you got to wait for it to kind of like slide down the.
But, so she drinks it and then she starts like coughing and like falls to the side a little and is like, and he's like, don't throw up. And then he's like, drink it. And she sits back up and there's a cup of blood sitting there.
What?
And she's like, but I did.
I just did this.
And he's like, no, drink. Look, it's starting to congeal.
What is happening?
And so she puts the glass to her mouth.
Where am I? What's happening?
Cut to more pages of like the pictures and all the stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like shots of the house and shots of the
Sure.
outside and all the things in between. It's like a quick shot to all different things a lot of times. And now it's her just kind of sitting in her room looking at the picture of her and her son. And she rips herself out of it and like crumples it up and just looks at him. And then she reaches in her bag for something and kind of starts freaking out. Like she like can't find it.
Okay.
Like, and I didn't realize it until this moment that I was like, oh, I wonder if she's looking for the toy.
Is she looking for I mean, that's what I thought.
She doesn't say.
She doesn't say.
She's just
okay.
reaching around and we hear a dog barking outside.
Oh.
Now the two
and
of
there
them.
was that dead dog.
Mm-hmm.
It's the dead dog barking. The worlds are colliding.
You got any demon plans tonight?
Creepy.
That's not even a scary demon.
I don't like it.
It's like a bro demon a little bit.
A little bit.
Sup, bro?
It's very like Buffy the Vampire Slayer demon.
Can you pass me another blood brewski?
Oh, that's good.
Thanks.
I'm just gonna hang out with me and my demon best friend.
Cool.
Drink some blood. Switch your arms and drink some blood. So, the two of them now are like sitting at a table smoking and
Cigarettes.
Okay. He's always fucking rolling cigarettes up.
Okay.
I assume they're cigarettes. I assumed the whole time they were cigarettes.
Okay.
That's also a British thing, I feel like.
Yeah.
And we're coming in like, it's like we're always coming in like the middle of stuff. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, he's like, why do you ask? And he's like, it's more of an ontological issue.
Ontological.
Which I'll also postmortem, but I did look up because it was said something about the metaphysics about the nature of being.
Okay. All right. Sounds.
And he's like, but no.
Okay.
But we don't know the questions.
Right.
That's not just me fucking up.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for clarifying.
He said, that wasn't just me not being able to read the question. We didn't hear the question. And he says, we're not trying to hurt anyone, but we're doing dark things.
Right.
And she's like, well, would you do black magic? And he's like, there's no point in going to the fair if you don't go on the rides.
Oh, damn.
And she asks if like he's seen much. And he's like, I've seen gods. I've seen demons. I've seen dead and damned. And he's like, most of us are damned.
Oh, no. I don't want to be damned.
And he says, she's like, has anything scared you? And he says, it all scares me. And she's like, is that the point? And he's like, no, the point is to know. The point is the knowing, the knowledge. And he's like,
the Gnosticism. I think that's what it is. Because agnostic is not knowing. Gnosticism is knowing.
Knowing. But how is knowing Gnosticism darker than like all the things? Because you know all the things.
Yeah.
Interesting. Anyway, he's like, you'll understand
Yeah.
like once we get in. And then she asks him kind of like, oh, have you like been through my stuff? Like, I think something's missing. And he's like, I'm not going through your fucking stuff.
Okay, dude. I'm just fucking asking. God.
But like, don't accuse me of going through your stuff.
But also, like, we're the only two people here and I can't find it. So I'm just wondering if maybe you've seen it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Or are we? Now it's her and she has like her ear to the floor. And she's like, something about like what is it, kind of like asking, like, I don't know, like basically she's like, I hear it, what is it? And he's like, it's us being noticed. And he's like, they probably don't know what the fuck we are yet.
Okay.
And she's like, are you sure? I mean, it could be. There's like a loud sound and she like jumps up and he draws something like right on that space.
Okay.
And
did
he's
you
like,
just say like buh or did you say blood?
I said thud.
Thud. Okay. Okay.
You know what's funny is since I watched them with the captions, so many of like the sounds that I mentioned are just like what the captions say.
And so that's a thud. Okay.
It was helpful with this one because a lot of times I couldn't really hear the dog barking, but it would
Right.
say dog barking, and I was
you were
like,
oh.
I mean, it's helpful that you're telling me that, but if
Yeah.
I didn't have the sound, sometimes I did, but you know, it helps with the creep factor.
Sure.
So beep boop boop beep boop. He's like, we need to seal the circle. I felt like there's like a burp right here.
But it won't come out.
Stuck. And we need to progress carefully from now on. So now they're sitting talking kind of somewhere else. So it's like it kind of keeps going from like them being in like the ritual room and them kind of just like sitting in another part of the house, like break time. So that's when they're like just talking basically.
Union break.
Okay.
Oh my God. I'm
Union break.
Union break.
There you go.
Gonna take a quick 5. Thank you, 5.
I'm going to cut out your first time of that and just put that in and make you sound real funny.
Okay. Great.
So now they're sitting talking and she is talking about her dream. And she's like, I'm on the beach by myself. Everything around is like empty or dead. And she's like, I walk like through a village and I pass by the bodies of like friends and family. And there's this like kind of weird old woman and she's holding the hand of my son, Jack.
Oh.
And I can't see his face, but he turns around and I wake up.
That sounds so similar to the parking lot with the hooded lady patting the little boy.
Yeah, it kind of all looked and felt similar too.
Okay.
And like her flashy stuff.
Yeah.
And Redbeard tells her that it's just her mind working things out kind of. And he's like, you're going to get vivid dreams. You're going to have broken time, deja vu, all of that. And he's like, you want to know what my recurring dream is? That I own a moped.
What?
That's it. And they laugh. He's like, fucking all this. That I own a moped.
Is hilarious. That's hilarious.
So now she's sitting and like reading by a washing machine. But it was like nice. They kind of like got to laugh together and like have a moment, you know. She's at the washing machine and drying machine. You know them.
Yep.
You've used them.
I have.
And it kind of starts like whirring like crazy. And the toy is on top of it and it starts shaking and it falls off. And she immediately gets up and kind of starts like freaking out, kind of like looking all over for it, like looking, like searching frantically. Cut back to the floor and there's like more intricate drawings and more stones and more candles. She is laying face down.
Yep.
in the triangle.
Okay.
And there's so many candles.
Candles.
Just all the candles, all the tea lights. She's in her brown underwear and he's drawing like Chinese symbols like on her back with like paint.
Okay. I like how all inclusive this whole ritual is. I feel like we got the witchcraft. We have some Chinese symbols. We've got some Kabbalah. We've got some Catholicism. We've got it all.
It's an Abram melon journey.
I love it. Melon.
Abraham's melon.
You guys, Kim hates melon.
I hate melon. They're disgusting. I hate them all, especially water
which is crazy.
melon. No, actually, watermelon is my
Favorite.
least hated.
But her most hated artificial flavor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Makes me low-key nauseous.
Yeah.
Honeydews.
Is dumb. Honeydew is dumb. When you get a fruit
disgusting.
cup.
That's why I can't
and
get
I'm like,
fruit cups, because all they are melons and 2 grapes.
Just call it a fucking cantaloupe honeydew cup.
Honeydew. Anyway, that's our feelings about fruit. How do you guys feel about fruit? Any fruit you like? Don't like? What do you get in your fruit cup?
Okay, I have another opinion about fruit. There is nothing more delicious to me than a perfectly ripe peach.
Oh, yeah.
There is nothing more disgusting to me than a peach that's anything other than perfectly ripe.
Interesting.
Like if it's mealy or like not juicy, like I want to like
it's disgusting if it's just too hard, but that's disgusting, or it's just you don't like it.
I guess
because melon is disgusting to me.
I get the mushy, not juicy, mealy peach is disgusting to me.
Right. Oh, I feel.
I guess the hard peach. I would never eat a peach that was hard because you can feel if it's hard.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can't feel if it's juicy.
Valid point.
So
great.
You
know what? We should save this for our other podcast. All the fruit. I
that
love
comes
berries
on right after all the Russes. I do love berries.
Berries are my favorite.
Yep. How do you feel about berry pie?
I like all pie. They don't make melon pie.
They don't make melon pie. It would be too watery.
Gross.
I don't know where we are.
Do you want me to keep going to the story?
I do.
What was happening?
Melons.
She unbuckles her bra.
Oh, he's drawing
on her.
Because then I was like, we're all inclusive. It's the Abram
All
melons.
the fruit.
Let's talk about melons.
Got it.
Okay.
So now he's sitting in his bedroom, kind of just throwing like a tennis ball.
Okay.
Thinking.
Yep, I got it. I got the sound of a tennis ball.
They're talking. Now they're talking. And Redbeard is sitting on the couch and he's like, we have to do it. And he's not really like looking at her. He's kind of like looking down. And he's like, we want the ritual to work. Not going to back out now, are you? And she's like, no. Should we go to the other room? And he's like, no, we can do it here. And he's like, brush your hair. And she's like, and he's like, make it quick. Change into that t-shirt and put makeup on. And she's like, makeup? And he's like, I'm just a man. So she goes and puts on makeup and like brushes her hair.
This got weird.
And
I don't like it.
she comes back in and she's like, you need your books? And he's like, no. And he's like, she's like, isn't it part of the ritual? And he's like, do you know what you're doing? And she's like, no, sorry. And he's like, sorry, Mr. Solomon. And she's like, sorry, Mr. Solomon.
Oh, dear.
And he says, take off your jeans.
Oh, this is going in a direction that I don't want to go.
Well, question 4. Where do you go? What does she go? What do you do? What does she do?
Go to not the naked store. So I think I don't know her yet. Something going on your phone?
I'm listening.
No, I actually wanted to know if something was going on your phone. Oh, okay.
I don't know. Just my friend Doth the Doth
Oh.
tweeted, and you know I love him.
Love that guy. Thanks
Hard
for
for me
thanks
not
for
to read it.
introducing me
Yeah.
to him.
Almost as good as People Standing on Instagram. If you guys aren't following People Standing on Instagram, it's a joy.
Okay. Here's what I'm struggling with. I'll walk you through it. I know her as someone who's like game, like she's doing something pretty extreme. But in terms of like, I don't know if she would like take her clothes. I mean, she did call him Mr. Solomon. Okay, I think she takes her jeans off. I'm going to say, I'm not going to. I'm going to say, I don't feel like, unless you can explain to me why I need to take my jeans off for this ritual to work, I'm not doing that. Ooh.
She does take off her pants.
Okay.
And he's like, take off your t-shirt. Slowly.
Oh, God.
She does.
Oh, dear.
She's not wearing a bra. We see her boobs.
Okay.
And he puts his hands, and he says, put your hands in your knickers.
In your, oh, in her underwear.
And he does too.
He, in her underwear?
No, his own.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, okay, take them off. And he starts jerking off.
No.
And he's like, turn around, bend over,
I don't
kneel down, show me.
want to.
And then he comes.
No, I don't want to.
And she like picks up her clothes and turns around and like covers herself. And she's like, that wasn't sex magic. And he's like, no, there's no sex magic in this fucking ritual. And he's like, you've got to be pure. And he's like, I had to get my mind right. And she's like, you shit. And he's like, don't you fucking talk to me like that. Like, don't forget what I'm doing for you. And she's like, fuck you. And leaves.
Yeah. Oh, I hate this. I feel gross and trapped. And I don't want to do it anymore. Yeah. Goodbye.
So now she's making soup.
Is that a metaphor?
It sounded like a metaphor.
But it's just she's just making soup. Okay.
I don't know what it's a metaphor for.
But it felt metaphorical
But
to both of us.
She's making soup.
Making soup. Sometimes you just got to make soup.
Yeah. Don't you ever. He comes in and she's like, you can serve yourself. I'm not fucking hungry. And leaves. Now we cut to more ritual stuff and like speaking different languages. And they're now kind of fighting because he's like something about like 2 to 3 cycles. Like I told you in the beginning, we might have to do 2 to 3 cycles. And she's kind of like trying to leave basically.
Right. Yeah.
And he's like, no. And he's like, don't cross the line. Don't cross the line. Like she's like, I'm not doing it again. I'm not going to do it all over again. And he's like, don't cross the line. Don't cross the line. He's like, we'll be stuck here forever.
Oh, dear me.
And he's like really freaking out about it.
Fuck.
And he's like, please, please, like, you don't know. And he's like very desperate seeming. And she's like, nothing's happened. Like, nothing's happening. And he's like, it has. You can feel it. And he's like, I promise you, I will let you talk to your child. Question 5. What does she do? What do you do?
I mean, he got her by saying, talk to your child. So she stays. I'm really scared. I feel like we opened something and I don't want to. What did he say would happen if we crossed?
You'll be stuck here forever.
Stuck here forever. Yeah, I don't want to be stuck here. So I guess I'll stay here to not be stuck here. But do I believe him? What have I seen? He says I can feel it. I'm going to go. Yes.
I feel like you should go.
I'm going to go. I'm going to take a chance.
And she's like, you fucking better.
Oh, honey.
Cut to her shaving him, drinking blood,
Water
dripping, symbols, other languages, etc., etc. Like basically they're doing the whole fucking thing all over again.
I don't want to. Does he have to jerk off on her again?
That wasn't part of the ritual.
That wasn't part of the ritual.
Now she's walking down the hallway.
Do you have to get your mind right again?
I don't know.
You're right.
I know.
No, I'm with you. So she's walking down the hallway and there's little flowers on the ground. And she brings them to him and she's like, do you think they could have like blown in? He's like, no, this is it. I told you. And there's like more symbols and salt around. And now they're eating. And she's like, I can feel it. Like, we're nearly there. And he's like, we need to keep pushing. We need to seal the 7th chamber. And then things should really
get going.
go. It says really light go, but
let
really,
go?
No, I think it was like light I got, light and go. Nope.
Nope.
Some making soup?
Yep. Let's make some soup.
Soup. So she's sitting in a circle and a flower petal falls to the ground and she picks it up and it's all kind of like shimmery and gold sparkly. And now more fall and it's like little gold sparkles are like falling all around her, just like in the circle. And he's like sitting watching, like she's just like
Pretty.
just from like nowhere.
Yeah.
And cut to them smoking, talking. And she's like, the world isn't just science, is it? And he's like, science describes the least of what something is. Religion and magic are the endless, the mystery.
Wow.
And now Sophia is like looking through a ritual book and she looks up at the ceiling. There's nothing there. Cut to Redbeard asking about dinner. And so every time we're like cut to, it's like time has passed. Time has passed. Time. You know, it's like we're always, and it's like him asking about dinner and she flips out and she's just like, it's not fucking working. And she like throws some plates and she's like, you vain, idiotic man. Why the fuck isn't it working? And he's like, I don't know. And he's like, it has to be you. I don't think you're telling me the truth about why you're doing this. And she's like, there's something you told me. You haven't told me. Have you told me everything? Have you told me everything? And she's like, yes. And he's like, you bitch. And he throws he like throws her down on the table and he's like, tell me. And she says, I want vengeance.
Oh, girl.
My 7-year-old child was murdered by idiots doing a ritual.
What?
And he's like, you lied to me, you idiot. And he's like, you don't need to be virtuous to do this. You need to be driven.
She says that?
He says that to her.
That.
Like her intentions didn't need to be pure.
Right.
Like she kept making it like a good thing.
Like it had to be, I want to talk to my son. And he's like, no, you
can want vengeance. That's fine. He's like,
just need to tell me.
You need to be fucking honest. And he's like, you're the conduit. And she's like, are you going to stop then? And he's like, we can't stop.
Yeah, like now we are in it.
And then he breaks a plate and leaves.
Yeah.
And then I break a plate.
And then I break a plate.
And then I break a plate.
Oh, good one. So now Redbeard is looking through a book and the liquor bottle is on a table and he looks at it. And then he starts filling up a bath. He goes to Sophia's room and wakes her up. It's like the middle of the night. And he's like, we have to do a ritual because you need to be anew. And she's like, have you been drinking? And he says, stand in the water. Question 6.
The bathwater.
What do you do? What does she do? What do you do? What does she do?
I am going to go check and see if he's had anything to drink by finding that bottle. I don't want to do a ritual with somebody who's been drinking. Like, I just feel like that is going to taint what we're trying to do. She stands in the water.
She gets in the tub and sits down. And she's like, it's cold. And he pours more water on her and he says, strengthen her soul, strengthen her soul. And then he ducks her head back under the water.
Oh no.
And he says, take this soul anew and like cleanse it and again and again.
Do all the cleaning stuff.
Cleaning it, strengthen it, blah, blah, blah. And he holds her down and she tries to, and like he gets back up and again, it's like again and again. And he's like, clean her soul, da, 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 da. And then he holds her down and she tries to get up. And he holds her down.
No.
And she struggles and struggles. And she's like, her legs are kind of like going over and he just keeps holding her down and he keeps holding her down. And she's like reaching up to his face and like her legs are getting all around and he keeps holding her down and keeps holding her down until her body stops.
No.
And her arms drop.
Fuck.
And he starts like chanting a foreign language.
the fuck?
I know.
I don't want to do this anymore. May I please leave? I feel like I'm 47 meters down.
You're just dead.
Oh God. I don't want to be. Hello, please call me back. Hello.
So he drags her body out.
Drags her body out like she's dead.
Yeah. I mean, when you hold someone underwater until their body stops moving.
Oh, yeah. I guess that is how that goes. Okay. What are we watching? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Keep going.
Mm-hmm. It's a dark song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Home dark song.
Is that the music? Was that it? Is that what it sounded like?
No.
Oh, okay.
It sounded more like better.
Better? It sounded more like better.
More like music and better.
Less like that.
It was like a well done score.
Cool,
that
cool.
was creepy.
Cool.
There was a lot of moments though where it's like boom, boom, do, do, and like music. Not like that though. It's like better.
But I get it. Somehow I got it. But
like there were just times where it'd be like dum, dum. But there was just creepiness.
Right.
And then it'd be like creepy music. Creepy.
Oh God.
Anyway, he drags her body out of the tub.
Got it.
And speaking of creepy music,
Yeah.
really creepy music here.
Oh, there we go.
In this exact moment.
Yeah.
This is a really cool shot because he pulls her body and we're just looking from the hallway into the open doorway of the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
So he pulls her body so we see it.
Oh,
and then half the screen is that and the other half is basically the stairwell.
Okay.
But it's like dark.
Right.
So like, and it's the creepiest fucking music and it's just a really long shot like that. And I was just like, is something going to come up the stairs? Like, I'm just like wondering if something is going to happen. Like,
oh God.
Like so much of the movie was like that where I'm like, what's happening? He starts doing CPR.
Oh.
For a while.
Right.
And then she is like, and like coughs up water.
Oh.
She's alive.
She's alive. Okay, so that's how he cleansed her soul.
And anew.
There she is. She was born again.
So cut to like the kitchen or something. And she's like shivering and just like staring at him. And he's like making tea. And he's like, you've just been reborn. And she says something. And he says, you're pure. And you just crossed the boundary.
Okay.
And so now we're back on track.
Here we go.
Here we go.
You told me the truth. I killed you. Brought you back to life. We're having tea. All is well.
But she is like not happy.
Right.
She's just...
You killed me.
Yeah.
I'm bummed about that.
Right.
I wish you had not.
Yeah. But he's like, we're back on track. You'll get your vengeance. And she's just like, make something happen. And she like runs at him and like all the things from the counter fall and he falls to the ground and she just starts hitting him kind of. She's like, ah, and he's like, ah, like he's like, ah, and she's like, so she like stops hitting because he seems like hurt very much. And she lifts his shirt and a knife has gone through his side.
Oh shit.
Like he like fell on it.
Yeah.
And he's like, I think this is the ritual starting to happen. This is the price I pay for hurting you. Your fucking guardian angel. And so she goes and gets bandages and he's like, get bandages and my whiskey.
Okay.
And he's like, so she goes and gets them and he's like, okay, pull it out. And she like pulls it out. And I was like, owie.
Owie zowie.
And it was not fast either. Like it was very much like,
do you know why it's not fast?
Why?
Because when it goes through muscle, the muscle tenses up and like contracts, so your muscles are like actually holding it.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
I don't want my muscles to hold foreign objects inside me.
I would like them to let them go.
So she takes it out and then like immediately puts a bandage on it, like holding it, you know. And he's like, okay, you lost a child. Go on. And she says he was taken from the daycare center, and he asks if he's in prison, and she says they never found anyone. And she says that was 3 years ago. The case is closed. It's forgotten.
What?
And he's like, all right, sew me up. And he's like, like clean it with the whiskey, basically.
Sure.
So she splashes it on, like, and it's just like, ow!
I think I could sew someone up.
And then she fucking sews his abdomen.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, are you going to tell me what you're going to ask for? And he says, invisibility.
Invisibility?
Like, just disappear away from the world.
Wow.
He's like, I waited for you. And he's like, don't think this is like us bonding or anything. He's like, we're not pals now. And he's like, things will start to happen now. You'll get your vengeance, I promise you.
Shit.
So now it's her in her room, daytime. I think it's daytime. That looks like it's a day. Mostly. She hears a baby crying.
Oh, no.
Kind of coming from outside her door. She goes to the hallway. It's daytime. I remember now.
Okay.
And there's like a rattling sound
Like
from
a
like a
rattle.
door.
Oh,
like not from, I realized when I said that.
Yeah.
No, like a door shake, like a closed door shaking.
Okay, got it.
And she goes up to a door and it's all like,
Yeah.
Question 7, what does she do? What do you do?
She's gonna try to open the door. I'm gonna run out past that salt circle and I'm gonna go. Shit's getting weird. Hey, demon friend, do you wanna come? You seem cool. Sure, I ain't got nothing to do until Tuesday. I have jury duty.
He's got jury duty.
It's jury duty.
You deserve at least 2 bells for that. I need more songs from our demon friend.
I'll see if any of you wants to sing anymore.
So she opens the door. It's his bedroom. There's nothing there. She turns around and there's like a shadow that passes by in another room.
Oh, no.
Looks like the triangle room, maybe.
Okay.
And we hear the baby crying again. So she goes to the triangle room. She looks inside. There's nothing there. She sees a mark on the wall. Kind of looks like almost as if something was like a line of something that started to drip a little bit.
Okay.
She touches it and kind of just looks around. Creeped out. Cut to later. The two of them are talking. And I think he's asking her, like, what do you think will happen with your vengeance? And she says they will die a horrible death and they will be damned.
Okay. Sure.
And he's like, you don't think I had anything to do with it, do you? And she's like, no, it was some teenagers playing with the occult.
No, but also, like, why did you just say that? That was weird.
Because it was people doing rituals.
Okay. All right.
I assumed is why.
Okay. Maybe it would have made, if I was watching it, it would have made more sense. Okay. So
maybe he didn't say it like, you don't think I had anything to do with it, did you? Like, I kind of said it like that.
That was, okay. That makes more sense.
It's more just like,
this was
I'm
an
the
occult
ritual,
thing.
like occult guy.
I'm the local ritual guy. Your son was killed by a ritual.
Ooh.
Yes?
That must have been a part that I couldn't read earlier. She had talked to a bunch of other people because she's like, I talked to Martin Shambo and Jerry Tooneytown. Miguel Ramirez.
Martin Shambo. And who was the second one?
Sherry Tooneytown.
Sherry Tooneytown. And Miguel Ramirez. I talked to those guys.
Like when they were first meeting in like the diner or something, you know, like she's asked other people for this. Like she's been working on this for years and saving up money and
Yeah.
all the things.
You got to
Anyway.
talk to old Sherry Tooneytown.
I was just saying he wasn't the only occultist in
Sure.
town, but it's worked out with him
Yeah.
so far. Anyway, can we name our demon best friend Jerry Tooneytown?
Sherry Tooneytown.
It's pronounced Jerry Tooneytown.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Tooneytown. So this entire episode feels unwell. I don't know. Like something feels. I
Strange.
have no idea.
Are we stuck in here forever? Are we doing a ritual by accident?
Like I don't feel like I'm doing the best job. I feel like I'm very disjointed in the storytelling, and then the things we're talking about are insane. Like, I don't know what this is.
I think we might be accidentally doing a ritual.
Do you think is there carbon monoxide in here? Tooneytown.
Tooneytown.
So, anyway,
Anywho.
he says, "You don't think I had anything to do with it?" And she says, "No, it was teenagers playing with the occult,
Right.
like fucking teenagers."
Yeah.
And he's like, damning teenagers. He's like, you could ask for so much more, like personal things, transformations.
I agree.
Like, this is.
I
like,
agree.
This
Yeah.
has been months of
Yeah.
you're doing this thing. Yeah. And they're just kind of sitting there like, and he's like, aren't we a pair? And she's like, I'm not like you. And he's like, you're just like me, maybe worse. And she's like, I'm not like you. And he says something about like, and he's like, look where you are.
Right. I mean, yeah. Like, you're unhinged, lady.
Right. Yeah.
I hate to break it to you.
So now it's later, and Redbeard is like taking off his bandage, kind of looking at it. It's like, owies. And grabs a pill bottle, ?
Oh.
And now Sophie is sitting with candle with candles. Oh God, I feel
Back and forth.
boop, 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 boop. My brain. She's sitting with candles. Everyone's like, oh, I thought you were just drunk and silly before. This is just your brain.
Just your brain.
Wow. Wow.
Wowies,
Now I
owies.
finally see. I suddenly get why you're single.
No way. Kim's brain is the cutest little brain.
Thanks. She's sitting with candles and yeah, so she's kind of like down the hallway, like in the room.
Yeah.
Like surrounded by candles, fucking doing shit, doing rituals shit.
Right.
And Redbeard, we see kind of sitting closer to us, like around a corner a little bit, and he is unwell.
Oh, like withdrawal-y? Or gangrene woundy?
yeah, woundy.
Oh, woundy. Ooh.
He's woundy. And now it's morning, and Sophia's trying to turn on the little hot water
don't look so
maker.
good, man.
Jerry.
I don't know when he's going to come out.
Oh, Jer. Trying to turn on the little hot water maker.
Uh-huh.
Not a stove, but it's like a little machine
yeah.
that pushes the boop boop
Yep.
button. And not working.
Okay.
Moral of the story is
Not working.
Not working.
No hot water.
no electricity,
No electricity, which makes hot water.
which makes the machine turn on.
Yep.
So she goes and checks the fuse box. She comes back to the kitchen, and he's there kind of like leaning against the sink, and there's like a pot on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, should we maybe stop? Like, you seem not well.
Yeah.
Question 8. What does he do and what do you do?
He's not going to stop because he doesn't think that we can. I am him. I am him.
You're him.
That was a giant hiccup. I am him. And
I was
he
trying
is
to
me.
say yes right when I hiccuped.
So he's going to stay. I'm going to open the circle. I know that you can safely open a circle. Like, you can safely open a circle and like just make a little doorway. and I'm going to go to the hospital and then come right back real quick if I feel the need. But yeah, I'm going to just be like, excuse me, I just got to step out for a second. Circle gods. Let me get this patched up.
I think that's 1.5 points.
Why?
Because you said you would come back.
I said if I felt the need to. Like, I was just like, I can come and go, but like, I'm going to see you later. It's a point. It's a point.
Okay. Saying don't use your words wisely.
Okay. Yeah, I'm out of here. I'm breaking the circle.
Don't come back.
Yeah, bye.
She's like, should we stop because you seem unwell? And he's like, we fucking can't.
Dude.
And he's like, okay, the power's off. We'll use candles. And he's like, we just need to try to reach the end. And he's like, if we can't, we'll see where we are. So now there's more ritual shit. But Redbeard is kind of like forgetting stuff and like unsure.
No.
Like he's like, okay, it's like 3 or 9.
So now we're just doing like shitty ritual.
Yeah. And she's like, is it 3 or 9? He's like, 9. No, yeah, it's definitely 9. Like
I don't believe you, dude.
Yeah. Cut to an empty pill bottle. And
crap.
The wound
Is
being
gangrenous.
oozy.
Yeah, you don't want ooze in your wound.
No. I like my wounds bloody
Ooze-free.
and only blood.
Yeah.
No ooze allowed. And now Redbeard's throwing up.
Sure.
So later,
His whole torso is gangrenous.
Sophia's sleeping. And we hear, Mommy. Mommy, please, are you there?
Oh, God.
Can you hear me?
It's a little boy with a British accent?
It is a little boy with
Oh,
a British
God.
accent, which is my favorite kind of little boy.
I can't even stand it.
I mean, I know I love British men, but
Little British boy.
if I could have little British children,
Oh, my God.
I would be
Like-
so happy.
Like the kid,
My womb.
your womb.
It's the only thing that makes my womb have an
Twinkle.
urge is little British child.
Yeah.
The idea of it having a little British child in
The
it.
little fucking kid who played Yorkie in
Oh
Jojo
my
Rabbit.
God.
Get the fuck
I
out of here.
him.
Like, put him in my womb. Please.
And then bring him back out
Yeah.
and make him mine.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's happening.
Sure.
The little boy from Jojo Rabbit
It's saying,
is
Mummy,
saying, Mommy, can
I just
you hear
want a
me?
cuddle."
Can you hear me? So she goes out into the hallway with a candle because now
They
we're
have no
living in the
electricity.
olden days
Right.
for the rest of the movie. And he says, help me, I'm here. Just over here, I can hear you. And Sophia's like, it's not you. And he's like, it is. You don't understand yet. And she's like, you're not my Jack. And there's like a closed door and she just stands outside it. And we hear him be like, I've got to keep quiet. There's a dog.
Oh, God.
And Sophia's like, there's no dog. And he says, you heard it at night. At night. It hears us. And she just kind of sits down outside the closed door next to the candle and like talks to him. And he asks where she is. And she says a country house in Wales. And he says, I missed you, Mommy. Did you miss me? And she's like, yeah. And he says, Mommy, open the door. Question 9. What does she do? What do you do?
She opens the door. I'm going to say, I can't open it right now, sweetie, but I'll be back. Let's meet here again tomorrow. Like, I want to like not piss off whatever this is, but I am not going to open the door until I get more information about it.
She says, I know you're not him. And he's like, Mommy, please. There's things in here. And she is like, I'm not coming inside. And he's like, open the door. And there's like kind of little noises coming inside and like low growling.
Oh, no.
And she's like, no. And he's like, Mommy, please, please. It's in here. It's in here. And there's like barking and growling and stuff on the other side. And she stands up and slowly starts to like back away. And she's like, I'm not going to open the door. And he's like, Mommy, it's scary. Open the door.
Oh my God.
And
I don't know how she's not opening the door. Like,
I know.
I wouldn't be able to.
And now we see Redbeard down the hallway with a candle. And she just like runs to him. And like he kind of like hugs her and holds her. And he's like, it's not your son.
Oh, but why isn't it? Where is he?
And she's like, I know, but I heard his voice. And he's like, words are just a sound. It's the price of our rage. Embrace it. Don't fear it. It's you and me.
Oh,
poor us.
About to not be you, dude, because you're just a walking pile of ooze pus city.
Man.
Ooze pus city, man. Tooneytown.
So now the two of them are in the kitchen. And they're talking about how it's colder. And I think like he maybe says it's early May. And she's like, oh, I thought it was March. And they're like, oh, I think it's May. Like,
oh, God.
That's where we are.
Yeah. We're in the fucking Antarctica space.
Wales,
of Wales, China.
When are
Wales, China? What? I don't know.
Who are we?
Where are
we? Brains. So Redbeard is unwell.
Yep.
And he's like, we got to keep going. And he kind of starts to get up and she helps him. So now Sophia has it's like candles and like writing in her book. And she's just sitting by herself, like at like a desk kind of. So just like in the darkness with a candle and she's writing. And she hears like a light creaking in front of her.
Okay.
In the darkness.
No.
And then she looks up and there's like a tiny little light and kind of like a cigarette kind of size light, basically. And she just kind of stares and she like gets up with her candle and walks towards like the darkness.
No, don't, please.
And we hear like a low moaning.
No,
sort of.
no.
And it's a chair. And once we get closer, there's like a jacket across it. And I think there was like an ashtray on the table.
Okay.
But nothing sitting in it.
Why?
No one sitting in it.
Why?
I don't
know. Want it.
I don't know. So now, so I think that just happened but Redbeard was like asleep in his bed. And so she like goes and like gets into bed next to him.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, he's all you got.
And so he's laying on his side, like look with his back to her.
Right.
Basically. And
so she's like, the big spoon.
Yeah, but they're not touching. It's definitely like separate sides of the bed situation.
Okay.
And he's like, I'm a servant. I'm a warrior. And she's like, you are. And he says something about like demons fear me. And he's like kind of breathing heavy, like, and then he starts like just sobbing.
Oh.
And he's like, I miss my sister. Oh God. And Sophia asks, is God here now? And he's like, Sophia, and she just kind of like reaches over and like touches his head. Now it's morning. Redbeard's asleep and she's just standing watching him. And now she's down at the kitchen table with tea. And there's like an ashtray with cigarettes in front of her. Cut to later in the main room. And we kind of hear like light whispers a little. And she goes in and the pile of ritual books is in there. And she looks through. She opens one up and everything's crossed out.
Crossed out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like all of the writing. It's one of those books where it's like writings with pictures in the middle and stuff like that. Like,
yeah,
you've seen it.
I've seen books.
But it's like handwritten mysticisms,
Sure,
whatever kind of looking shit. She keeps flipping through. Everything is crossed out. All the words are crossed out. It's just like with big black lines through them. And she looks through all of them and they're all fucking crossed out. Everything is just like covered in black lines.
I need to read that.
And now she just like is staring in a mirror, like at herself, just like sobbing. And then like sitting on the floor. And then she's like sitting on the floor, like outside, I think his room, like outside, like his closed door. Cut to her sitting in the front door of the house, like it open, just sitting there, like staring like, at the fucking salt line.
Like, am I going to cross it?
Yeah. Question 10. What does she do? What do you do?
I'm out. I'm leaving. Goodbye. See you later.
See you later, Sophia. Come back anytime.
She doesn't. And I think it's because behind her she hears, Mommy.
Oh, Jer. She gets up and stands directly in front of it and fucking stares at it and crosses over.
Nice job. Okay, so now what? Now what happens?
She gets in her car and it won't fucking start. Cut to that big fucking landscape again. And now like dark clouds are floating in. Shit. And we see her just walking down the fucking road.
Shit.
And then like the wind is gusting and she's walking and walking and walking. And then like comes to like this tiny little like bridge over a creek and walking. And she kind of stops there and sees like through the trees in the distance a house, like a big country house.
Yeah.
And then cut to her kind of like walking towards it. And she's like, let someone be in, let someone be in, let someone be in. And she runs up. It's her house with her fucking car out front.
No.
That is literally her exact reaction.
No.
Question 11. What does she do? What do you do? Ketrain's face. That was the most dejected face I've ever seen Ketrain make ever.
I don't.
Her whole face fell.
I don't want to be here. And Jerry, it's no offense. You've been very hospitable.
None taken.
I can't do it.
What am I gonna do?
Yeah, it's a real. What do we call it? Space.
Predicament? Space
situation.
It's
a real
space.
Deep water snow space situation.
Deep water snow space. Okay. Listen, I'm gonna go back in. I'm gonna be like, okay, house, I get it. You said if I try to leave, I'm stuck here forever. Okay. Lesson learned. Let's figure out this ritual, and then we can all go our separate ways. So she's gonna go upstairs and be like, hey, Mr. Solomon, how you doing, buddy? I'm going to need you to rally. We got to wrap this up, and I'm going to see what we can do. What am I going to do? Oh, no, that's what she does. She does that. She does that. What do I do? I'm going to summon my witch powers, and I'm going to be like, Jer, I'm going to break this circle, okay? And he's going to be like,
do you need any assistance?
Be like, that would be great, because I feel like you know these people, and like I'm not, like I'm new to this group, so I'm gonna do some witch spells. The end.
You're gonna do some witch spells
to break the circle, to get out of here. Like I can't do this anymore. But she doesn't know any witch spells, so she's gonna be like, yo, Sally Molly.
I mean, it's hard because you're her in this situation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I still think she's going to give it her best old college try.
You mean you are?
Yeah. Kim, I'm going to need you to stop.
I'm genuinely asking.
Kim, I think it's pretty clear that nobody knows what the fuck is going on right now. I think it's pretty clear that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay.
I'm just trying to get a clarification on what your answer is.
You know what? Me too. So
it's hard to give points. I don't know
hear you. I'm just trying to get out of this fucking house. I'm going to keep doing some sort of ritual to try to get out of here. Me and her together. I mean, yeah.
She goes back inside.
Ugh.
Inside, there's kind of like handprints on the wall, and then food ? Like on the floor in the kitchen. It was confusing if it was like cereal or vomit.
Whoa.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because everything's all dark and like I was like, I can't really tell if that's just like an emptied box of cereal or like vomit on the ground. Or like
vomit. Okay.
But the picture of Jack is inside it.
The vomit?
Vomit cereal. Yeah.
Oh.
So she picks it up, and then there's like other things on the floor, like in the hallway. And so she keeps walking down, and then we see Redbeard on the ground.
On the ground.
Face down.
Oh, shit.
Seems dead.
Fuck.
She doesn't really check. She just steps over him.
Right. She's
goes
had
upstairs. I think it's had its a word.
Yeah.
Had its one way.
Yeah.
I think also it's just almost was like she just knew.
She's like, that sounds about right.
That tracks.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes upstairs. She rinses off the picture in the bathroom.
So it must have been vomit.
I guess, yeah. And then there's like handprints kind of all over the wall, but they're like draggy. It's not like a hand mark. It's like my hand,
and then I walked,
and dragged all over it.
Yeah,
like kind of. It's like Creep Town. So now it's night, and she's just kind of. So he was at like the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah,
and she's just sitting at the top of the steps with a candle, and then I was confused about this at first, but it was like I was like, and then she drags Redbeard's body, which I like to call Red Body. And then I was like, oh my God, no, that's something else dragging Red Body, because she's still sitting at the top of the stairs.
What is dragging Red Body?
I don't know.
What is dragging Red Body?
Like, it was just like I saw Red Body being dragged, and I was like, oh, she's dragging his body. Nope, she's just sitting at the stairs still,
Jerry,
while his body gets dragged. And it's like kind of like whispers. Question 12. What does she do? What do you do?
I guess I'm going to follow Red Body, see where it's going, and see if I can maybe ask that thing for directions out of here.
Excuse me, sir?
Excuse me. I know you're busy, but do you know how to get out of here? I think we're going to do that hand in hand.
Follow Red Body?
Yeah, we've got to get information. Like, I can't sit at the top of these fucking stairs for the rest of my goddamn life.
I'm going to give you 0 points.
Okay. That's fair.
It's not what she does. I don't know
what following Red Body would do. I just need info, and like I don't know how to do this fucking ritual. So
she now just sits in the bedroom,
girl,
just watching the candle,
right,
until it slowly burns out,
right.
But it doesn't like burn to the bottom. It's just like it
just goes out.
Yeah. So now she goes to the hallway to get the matchbox. And now it's like the camera is like just on her.
Right.
She's like at the end of a hallway. And so she lights a match. And there's a fuck ton of like people or something behind her.
No, thank you. I would like to not. Please leave.
And when I say people, I mean like people-ish. I don't know how to describe it
terrified.
Exactly.
What the fuck do you mean people-ish? I'm so scared.
It's like the bodies of shapes of people, but like, are they people?
I don't know.
Or they demons? Like, I don't know what they are. And the match goes out, and she lights.
Did she see them?
Oh,
were they behind her?
Yeah, no, they were in front of her. So she lights the match and they're all just standing right in front of her.
Oh my God. That is terrifying me. That's terrifying me.
Yeah. The match goes out. She lights it again. There's nothing there. So she lights the candle.
I cannot remember. I'm like tearing up. The last thing that you told me that made me that scared just from hearing it from you. I am terrified.
Yeah. Just to be in a pitch black, dark hallway after 8 months of rituals.
Okay.
And then she starts to hear like screaming and like knocking and like growling. And it's from like kind of that door. So she closes that door. And then and as she closes the door, there's like a demon person outside of it, kind of. And so she runs to her room and she puts a chair like in front of the door.
Yeah.
And
which
there's
we
just
saw
like
one time.
Right. And it was confusing as to who or what that was. Okay. So, but yeah.
Maybe time is a flat circle.
Maybe. What is time? Yeah. When are we?
We're
certainly in the past future.
Yep.
We already know that.
Sure are.
And the present.
And this is all terrifying and I want to go away.
So she's in her room.
I don't even know that I could kill myself. Because I'm like, am I dead?
Because then, where would your soul go?
Yeah. So I'm this is the most stuck.
Right?
Normally when I'm this stuck, I'm like, oh, I'll just kill myself.
Swan dive off something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Because now you're like, where are in the not just world, the other world am I?
Hate this.
And would I be like an eternity situation?
Yeah.
Oof.
No. I can't believe I can't swan dive.
Yeah. So she puts a chair in front of the door and there's kind of like scratching and banging like outside. And now she's just like laying down with the candle and we hear dog sounds. And then we hear, Mommy, open the door.
Oh, fuck.
And she's like, no. And she's like, why weren't you there? You were meant to pick me up at 3:30. And she's like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Why weren't you there, Mommy? And she's like, I love you. I love you so much. I miss you every day. You are my whole world. I'm so sorry. He says, God. Are you asking me to forgive you? She says, no, I'm going to get your killers. He says, they're not my killers. I'm just some cunt using your son's voice to make you afraid. And she's like, I know. And then we just hear like growling sounds.
I hate this. I hate this. I hate it so much.
I know. Now it's morning. She's sleeping somehow.
How? How are you asleep?
That was my only thought. Like I was like, how did you go to sleep?
Yeah.
There's birds chirping. Now we're in the hallway and there's little flowers on the floor. But they seem kind of like dried, dead flowers. And the toy's on the ground. She picks it up. And there's creaking down the hallway in the darkness. Like you look up and it's just complete darkness down the rest of the hallway. And she like looks and it's like the sound is coming closer to her.
No.
Like,
no.
And out of the darkness is an old lady with a little boy.
No.
And she starts to kind of like walk backwards and they keep coming. And then there's like stuff kind of like falling from the ceiling. And she turns a corner and there's an old person-ish there that swings at her.
No.
Black.
Crap.
Now it's like flash of her laying down, flash of people-ish around. Flash of her face like all bloody kind of waking up, flash of like creepy people, and then like a dog in front of her, creepy people all around, like just surrounding her.
And it's like kind of dark and candlelit
because it's just it's all very dark. Not even candlelit.
Oh my
God.
God.
Just like and when I say people
scared.
again, I don't mean people.
Yeah.
I mean
people-ish.
And now she's waking up she's all covered in blood. And the sound is like we're underwater. Like it's that weird like
it's muffled.
Muffled, yeah. And all these hands start grabbing all over her.
No.
And there's like a weird person that comes up in front of her. Someone that's kind of more in like a chain gown thing or something comes towards her. But again, not regular people.
There's an ish on
They're
the end
all
of all of this.
naked and dirty bodies.
Okay.
Like covered in stuff.
Okay.
And they're holding her down in a chair, and it's still that weird underwater sound. And then they cut off her finger.
No.
And it's her being like screaming, but it's silent.
Right.
You know? And then we see her screaming and struggling, and she gets away and she runs. And now she's running. And she runs like by Redbeard's body, and she starts going up the stairs, and there's one of the things that starts grabbing onto her and like holding her back, but she's still trying to go, and it keeps grabbing. It's like that kind of like struggle.
Yeah.
And at the top, it's like a brick wall ahead of her.
Okay.
And
these are stairs in the house.
In the house, the house that she just stepped over his body. So she's running up the stairs of the house, and then there's this weird
brick
like
wall.
white brick wall
That hasn't been
No.
there. Okay.
So it's like a white brick wall at the top. And she's like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And then this light starts shining from above at the top. And it's like so bright and just gets so bright. And they let go of her. And she walks up into the light and goes upstairs into a room that's so bright, like all the light, and then like sparkles are falling from the sky, and it's like our main ritual room.
Yeah.
And in the big main circle is like a giant
a Tyson?
a Tyson looking gladiator looking person statue ? That's like all in gold.
It's her
Of,
guardian
like,
angel.
Guardian angel.
It's my guardian angel.
And kind of like they're like kneeling like with a sword, but like takes up the whole like from that kneeling is like to the ceiling basically. And like glowing eyes, and she's like so beautiful. And guardian angel's mouth moves, but we hear nothing. And then everything starts to shake, kind of like an earthquake. And their mouth, like lips move again, but there's no sound. And she's like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And then it flashes, or not flash, and then it like has a cut to her outside in the lake with like something next to her.
Okay.
Back to her with the guardian angel. And she says, the favor I want is cut to her in the lake with something. And I'm like, a body ?
Okay.
Back to guardian angel. She says, I want the power to forgive.
Oh.
Back to the lake. She pushes out what looks like a wrapped up body, and it floats away. Back to guardian angel, who smiles. And back to her in the lake, just watching it float away and slowly like sink into the water. Now we see inside the house, the kitchen is empty. The bedroom is empty. And Sophia is in her car. It starts. And she's driving now with like tears in her eyes, and her hand is wrapped up. She looks at her one finger missing hand, and she's just like driving. Like another car passes the other way, and then she's just driving with lots of feelings. The end. Catherine's face.
Wow.
Uh-huh. Do you want me to count your points while you process your feelings?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, Sammies. Can't get enough of us? God, you're so greedy.
Jeez.
Come join us over at our Patreon, where we have tons more Kim and Ket for you.
Yeah, come get some bone con.
That's bonus content.
We've got t-shirts, we've got videos with research and fun shit.
What else we got?
We've got home games so you can play along, exclusive poll voting things.
And we have exclusive content that you can't get anywhere else.
So join us and become an official Sammy at our website, www.kimandketstayalive.com. You can find Patreon and any of our links on social media at KKSAM Podcast, or just go straight to patreon.com.
Search for us there.
We'd love to have you.
Can't wait to see you, Sammys.
Goodbye.
Bye. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know you feel sharked and narked right now.
I feel really sharked.
And whatever the cabin thing is.
Stir-fried.
Stir-fried. But this maybe is the best score we've possibly ever had.
What is it?
Because out of your dead or alives, you got 3 out of 3. I mean, there were only 3, but you got them all right. I probably would have got them all wrong.
Yeah.
And then out of your questions, out of 24, you got 20 right.
Wow.
So out of 27 points, you got 23 points.
Wow.
That's maybe the best score we've ever had.
I think so. I feel... I mean, I really had to earn those points because I feel...
It's tough, yeah, because it's like you don't feel victorious right now.
No, I don't. I don't feel... I feel exhausted.
Yeah.
And I'm like, did I need to... Here's what I'm feeling. At the end, she asked for the power to forgive.
Yeah.
You know what else could have given her the power to forgive? #therapy. And we didn't have to do all this.
Yeah.
So yes, I survived this ritual, which was very unnecessary, but I did get a friend out of it.
Yeah. Old Jerry Tooneytown.
It's been great to meet you.
We're happy to have you.
This was
yeah, it was
sounds beautiful. This is one that I will be watching with my own eyeballs.
It was definitely creepy.
Yeah.
Like I watched it in 3 different sittings because I watched it once during the day and then I had to go to work and I was like, oh, I'll finish it after work. But then it like was the creepy part.
And you were like, nope,
and I was like,
nope.
I'm going to go to bed.
Good
and
night.
then I finished it this morning because I was like,
that's-
I'm too creeped out. I'm not going to sleep.
The idea of like lighting a match and seeing people-ish there, like
Just
you just fucked me
all
up.
in front of you in the hallway.
You just really fucked me up, like
Yeah.
really bad.
The ending was interesting. Like I even like looked it up a little because I was like, what?
Yeah.
I think I got it a little bit more telling it now this time. Makes a little more sense.
But
This
as
is
you were
one
watching
time
it,
through,
it was
yeah.
a lot.
It was just, I mean, it was very unexpected.
Here's what's
I
interesting.
was not expecting her to walk in and there be like a giant
guardian
gladiator
angel.
guardian angel.
Here's what's really interesting. Everything that happened could have been her imagination.
That's one of the things. Yeah. Is it like all a metaphor? Is it all like,
Did it all really happen? You know,
yeah. Is it just her working through stuff?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. And so she pushed Redbeard out into the lake?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Good old Redbeard. You're invisible now, buddy.
Yep. He got what he wanted.
Holy shit.
Right. So that was a dark song. Got a lot of postmortems.
Yeah. Well, this has been Kim and Ket Stay Alive.
And Jerry.
And Jerry,
Stay
Stay alive.
maybe.
So until next week.
Stay alive.
Bye.
Ghosted me. I'm done.